it.
Yep. Thanks, Jake. That is the voiceless Koi, and Jake's taking over for the big yell. This is, as you guys know, we record every 2 weeks, and it is still voiceless week and only deteriorating. I conned so hard. Thankfully, this is the hot and hotline heavy week, so I'll have little moments to listen to you.
You conned so hard that it's lasted a week.
Yes, it's a full week of my raspiness. I also went down there late Tuesday, so I was there like a week. It is a recovery. I still haven't gotten Spidey Cat back. He's still at the cat sitter. I miss him so much.
Oh.
I got back at like 9:30 last night, and I had only slept. The last 3 nights before I got there were 3 hours a night, so I didn't feel safe to drive to get him. Like I was that tired, so I'm getting him today later on.
Where is he?
My boy. My friend Rachel's watching him.
Okay.
But he's at our house.
I wasn't asking for a name. You didn't need to. I was like, what part of town? Like where? How far away?
He's literally 2 miles away, and that made it even harder because I live in a place that is a really narrow parking lot. So I was like, I cannot safely get in and out of my parking structure. But the house he's staying in, there's also a bearded dragon and fish, and Spidey's not used to other animals, so he's been like hyphy. So I want to get him back to the calm of my place. I miss my baby boy. This is KoiCast, ya lovelies. This is the hot and hotline heavy week. We break into you guys as the co-host, and also we're going to hear about Jake's Comic-Con FOMO story.
Are we?
You said you're next week?
I mean, I didn't say next week. I said we'll get to save that.
Oh, you mean like just in the pocket?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exciting.
It's just sad?
It was just going to be me
anecdotally
explaining the tracking history of my badge.
I mean, that is epic television.
Maybe listen to the Patreon only pod. We'll do that.
We'll dive into the epic story of mail.
We'll do that. We'll figure out how awful USPS is.
Diving in, folks. But yeah, if you guys,
only pod.
If you're new to this show, we don't usually talk about the mail. We talk about pop culture through the lens of comic books. Here, Jake and I are both very, very obsessed with comic books. I'm Coy Jandro. I'm a Bostonian who loves comic books, most people, and pop culture in general. Jake is the producer of this very program, and he loves comic books, a lot of people, and New York, which is very important to his brand.
Like a lot more than New York, though.
That's true. But
I like LA more than most people do.
Do you like LA more than New York?
Yeah, I like them both equally for different reasons.
I like that. Same. I like New York, LA, and Boston. No, I like Boston a little bit more, but I like New York and LA.
No, Boston's the worst. Everybody knows.
I mean, obviously,
the worst. The whole city is the design. It's just designed like an anus.
You can walk it. It's the best. If you can, I mean, I'd rather
you can walk it as long as you have a bulletproof vest.
I would rather walk that anus than drive in most cities. You heard me.
That's a shirt.
But with like the Boston shape around it.
It just says walk that anus.
Walk that anus.
It's the map of Boston. It says walk that anus.
You know what? I'd wear it. Sign me up. Here we go. That's the new KoiCast shirt. It'll make sense to two of us. Well, we this week are going to be diving into the hotline calls. Very excited to get into it. But before we do, I do want to say that the community that we have built with this show, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or in person, is so important to me. So I just want to thank you guys because I didn't think when we started this, the world would stop. And then it didn't feel like it was going to, I had no way to quantify it. Like we had that WonderCon thing and a lot more people came than we expected, but to be at a big con like Comic-Con and when people come up to me, you never know how people know you. There were so more people that were like, I love your podcast than I expected because we yell into the void. Like I've got a microphone. I look across, I see Jake. And like, that's the conversation. It's two of us.
And anybody who knows me know that I do, I have the appearance of a void.
He's a literal void. He stares back. I looked in the abyss. It was Jake. He stared back. But it was so nice that when people pulled me aside, they'd know me from a myriad of things, but I heard a lot of KoiCast and that means the world. So thank you guys. That means a lot.
Well, let's go right to them then.
Let's hear from the people themselves.
Hey Koi, hey producer Jake, this is Gilbert up in the Bay Area, aka, at least as of this recording, the unpunchable gift horse of the month, and I had a game for y'all. I want you to make a baseball team to play the X-Men, because the X-Men do baseball games every now and again, they play each other, and it's always fun, but I also wanted to challenge you to make a team without any X-Men involved. So you can choose 10 players because I'm adding a DH to this because why not? So, and you can even split it up in half. So you can do pitcher, catcher, first, second, third, and shortstop, left, right, center field, and the DH. But again, they could be from anything in pop culture, but they cannot be the X-Men. That's it. That's the only rule. All right. Have fun.
You've banned our precious X-Men who actually play baseball. Feels like a handicap.
So I think we need to put more rules on this.
Because last time we had too much pop culture.
I think we need to stick with comic. If they're fading X-Men, let's stick with comic characters.
Comic books except the X-Men.
But if we weren't doing comic books, the only obvious answer is just the Cullens.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah, you just need the
beat
Cullens.
anyone.
Cullens versus X-Men in baseball. That's the real answer.
That's the movie I need. Frankly, that's how they're bringing in the X-Men.
That would be... What if they just did a sports movie? What if they just did Dodgeball, the movie Dodgeball, a comedy sports movie?
But it's baseball. And it's the X-Men versus the Cullens. That's how you bring Warner Brothers and Marvel together.
Bridge the gap. We're trying to bring people together here.
Guys, that's how you solve Comic-Con, is you bring in the Cullens.
All right. Current unpunchable gift horse of the month. We'll see whether or not Gil is the unpunchable gift horse of the month by the end of this episode. Because by the way, that's coming up. I
don't know what a DH is.
Designated hitter.
Thank you.
So I've written down the positions. We've got pitcher, catcher, first, second, shortstop, third, left, right, center, and DH.
Okay.
Let's stick with comics.
Okay.
All right. I think that the pitcher has to be one of the multiple target and throwing based heroes. Does it not?
I mean, I imagine.
Who's your pitcher?
Who's our pitcher? Are we doing each or together?
No. We're building a team together. Yeah. I'm the owner and you're the GM.
Great.
Okay.
We're working on this. Okay. And we're doing it Moneyball style by talent. Okay, who is
Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt.
No. But yeah, you have Bullseye, you have
No, I was thinking between Bullseye and for whatever reason Electro jumped in my head. Like he'd have to have good aim because he'd have to be really focused.
But would it be able he's just throwing shit. He's not actually like using his powers.
Let's go Bullseye.
Bullseye is a pitcher.
It's almost too obvious.
Yeah. Bullseye is a pitcher. I think catcher, he said no X-Men, he didn't say no Brotherhood. I go Blob as a catcher.
Ooh, I like that.
Because he's going to block first plate.
Mm-hmm.
Home base rather. Like when people are running in, good luck. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
So I'm going Blob as catcher. Plus it would just be really funny to see that strike zone. Because he'd have to keep
just enormous.
Well, no, he would, because the strike zone is going to be whoever the batter is.
Right.
So when he's the catcher, he's going to have to hold the glove all the way down really low, and it's going to be hilarious.
I'm into that.
But then also when he's batting, that strike zone is enormous.
Everybody wins.
It's really about the strike zone.
Yeah.
Because whoever the catcher is on the X-Men isn't going to be big enough.
Right.
So in fact, that should be our designated hitter, should be somebody who's so large that their strike zone is bigger than the catcher can cover.
I know exactly who. And he's great for running bases.
Who?
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut is our DH.
Can't be stopped.
Yep.
He literally runs through first, second, and third base.
Juggernaut is our DH. Because that makes perfect sense.
It's right there.
All right. First base is usually somebody who's quick. Mm-hmm. It's somebody who's very there's a lot of dexterity involved.
Spider-Man. Agility.
I think Spider would be better off in short or third.
Okay.
Or as an outfielder, because he could just
get everything back to you.
He could just whip the ball and just catch high flies.
No, you're right. He's our outfielder.
So I think we're going to put Spidey in center field.
Okay.
Or no.
Left?
Yes, left field, because there's primarily right hitters who pull the left.
I actually know a baseball thing.
You did. So let's do Spidey in left field.
It's a big moment for you guys.
I think I'm trying to think of first base. I got to go with Mr. Fantastic, because no matter what, he's always going to be able to reach to catch people to get picked out at first.
Okay.
Because if there's pop flies or line drives rather, or ground balls rather, that the infielders are going to be grabbing and constantly throwing the first to get the baseman out, no matter where he is, he's going to be able to catch it. Nobody's going to get past first base. Okay. So I'm going Reed on first.
I like that. And it makes sense. And it's okay. Into that. Now, what does second require?
Second it's a little bit of the same, but second basemen usually are a little bit faster. Mm-hmm. Second basemen and shortstops kind of play similar positions. People who know baseball better than me, please don't yell at me. That's my very limited understanding.
Okay.
So it's sort of in the same vein. It's dexterity, it's quickness, it's speed, it's reactionary.
Okay. Green Lantern.
Oh.
Because you want to have someone that has a little bit more reach in that second
I'm going to put Lantern on shortstop.
Oh,
No. Lantern on second.
And it's Kyle Rayner, by the way. Kyle Rayner Lantern, just in case anybody's wondering.
All right. Lantern, Rayner on second.
Okay.
Shortstop, somebody who's also quick and a lot of dexterity. And I think it would be humorous if, because they're shortstop, that they were indeed short.
Ooh, I like that. Puck.
I want a literal shortstop.
Puck from Alpha Flight?
Puck is out. He's out of his league. He's a hockey guy.
Oh, that's true. He's from Canada. You can't have Canadian.
He's very out of his league.
What about the female from the boys? She's intense. She's small. She's vicious.
She's going to... Do you know how many times she's going to murder base runners?
Worth it.
No, I don't think...
We got to win.
All right.
We got to win here, Jake.
The female. I think that's a terrible choice.
It's beautiful. It's what we need.
Plus, you need a lot of communication. That language barrier is going to be a real problem.
She gets it. They just don't.
All right, third baseman has to have an arm. Third baseman is all about grabbing those infield ground balls and getting them to first, getting them to read. It's got to be somebody who's quick and can throw. Third baseman is all about that arm. Speedball.
Like,
all right.
you know what I'm talking about? The character from Impulse. He became Penance.
I know the names, but I can't put is Penance the guy that just has a fiery head?
No, that's this Chamber. The guy that started Civil War by accidentally exploding, and it caused like everyone to die in that town in Connecticut.
You seem confident, so we're going Speedball. I don't know. I'm not as familiar, but that's fine. All right, right fielder. Here's our opportunity to put a person who's is good at making catches, but I'm going to concentrate on some hitters because I don't know that we have any powerhouse hitters here. And to be honest with you, I think between Spider-Man on left field and Reed, probably even though he's at first base,
he can cover the right.
He's going to be able to reach so high that he's going to be catching flies to out right field.
So we need someone like really powerful out there.
This is my favorite game we've played.
Yeah. What about Superman? He'd cover everything. You got air.
I feel like Superman is always just a cheap person to do in these games.
Yeah, because he's
corny.
Yeah, I mean he played baseball though.
This is Gilbert's question.
Oh,
so like
we don't want Superman.
We
don't want to get
Superman in it.
We don't want to. Okay, so no. I mean, Superman's been banned as well as the X-Men.
It's because it's just a little bit obvious because Superman is all of these things. He's every fucking hero. He's every speed. He's this. He's that. He's that. Right?
Yeah.
Plus, I don't trust like Beast or somebody to not figure out that if we just make Kryptonian baseballs, then Superman's fucked.
That's true.
Like a core, a Kryptonian core.
Just that simple. Catches it, drops.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of powerhouses, big hitters, muscle. We're looking for monsters here. People, but monsters who can,
be nimble.
Who can be nimble enough to play baseball. Because even the big guys in baseball, pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay. Someone's fast and powerful.
I mean, because again, think about these are all X-Men, but think about Beast, Colossus, like who are characters akin to those characters, non in the world of.
I feel like Hercules
X-Men.
be good at sports.
Herc,
right?
Well, he also is used to swinging that hammer around. Doesn't he have a hammer or sword? What does he use?
Oh, he's got both.
Oh, Herc is great.
Right? I think that's our guy.
Herc is our center fielder. No, he's our right fielder because we want him close to the stands because he's going to be showboating.
100%. We want the team morale high.
He's our right fielder because the right fielder's usually doing a lot of fan service.
And Herc is that. Like he's a showman. He's a gladiator.
Herc is so fun for that.
There he is.
And can I be honest with you? I kind of now just want to put Thor in center. I think
Done.
Thor in center is very fun.
Into that. More showboating and rivalry between the two of them.
They're going to constantly be joking because neither one of them is going to be like wanting to hold their weapon in this because they need a glove hand.
Yes.
And they're going to be constantly like
juggling,
like just put the hammer down.
Yes.
You put your hammer down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I am worthy.
Yeah. I think we nailed it.
I think it's the whole team. Guys.
I think we nailed it. Bullseye, Blob, Reed Richards, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, the female, it's ridiculous, Speedball, Spidey, Herc, Thor, and Juggernaut.
Guys, that is the team of a lifetime.
What are they
Gilbert.
Called? The name of the team?
Yep.
The Y-Men, because they're one more advanced than the X-Men.
I like it. The Y-Men. They're a little bit better. The Y-Men versus the X-Men, coming soon to a baseball stadium near you at Petco Park during Comic-Con.
Winner faces the Cullens.
Hey there, Coy and Jake. This is Doug McKinney from Pittsburgh, or Darth Vadad on the Discord. Hey, I had last night, I had 3 vivid dreams that I remembered upon waking up, which is unusual for me. I don't usually remember my dreams. But vivid dreams are associated with Parkinson's disease sometimes, so it might be related to that. Anyway, the last of these dreams included me visiting Jake at the Dragon's Den for some reason. I've never been there, don't know what it looks like, but that's what happened in my dream. And I presented Jake with some towels for his guest bathroom. Again, I do not know if Jake has a guest bathroom or needs towels for that matter. But when I woke up, I decided I needed to act on this dream. So I looked on Jake's wish list on Amazon, sent him a Hawkeye paperback, and also found a dragon towel and sent that along too.
Amazing.
So I hope you enjoy these. My question is, have you ever had a dream that you remembered upon waking and decided in some fashion to act on that dream in the waking world? Thanks again, guys, and have a good one.
This is amazing. Thank you so much, Darth Vadad.
Immediately precious.
That is really fantastic. I I was a little worried at first because I'm in his dreams. He came to my home in his dreams.
And somehow, I wonder how much he knows. Did he accurately picture said rooms?
And listen, I'm willing to fulfill any fantasies.
I mean, while we're here.
We're a very interactive podcast.
Absolutely. This episode's about the fans, and we're available. Here we are. He's like a dream walker, like in Doctor Strange.
That is so kind of you. I love that I'm gonna get dragon towels.
That's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's
gonna look great in the bathroom.
No, I don't think it's gonna go in the. So here's the thing: we don't have a guest bathroom.
Nope, we don't. But I love the idea of one.
We do have a bathroom that is thematically not dragons, but
True.
That doesn't mean we don't need towels here.
True.
In the Dragon's Den proper.
There's
in
room.
the studio space.
I'm so excited to see what a dragon towel looks like.
These will be put to use. I love everything about this. Thank you.
And a Hawkeye trade. Which Hawkeye trade's on your wish list there?
I don't know.
Matt
I don't
Fraction?
remember.
You've read
It's-
Matt Fraction's run.
Yeah. I don't know which one it is.
I'm curious.
All
right.
But I'm excited, and that's very kind of you. Now about dreams that you acted upon. I don't think of any in this capacity, but I do have something from my childhood that I recall.
Okay.
Having a nightmare about a thing that I don't know if I've talked about on this podcast. I've talked about it on podcasts. It's a very specific childhood fear that's hilarious in hindsight.
Okay.
Do you remember Weekly World News's Bat Boy?
100% clear as day. Yes.
When I was a kid, AKA maybe too old, maybe more than a kid, maybe an early teenager.
All right.
I'm trying to remember.
That's not that long ago.
Fox had a short-lived Weekly World News TV show
I did not know this.
where they did a news show of Weekly World News stories. And it was comedy. And as a kid, I knew none of this was real.
Okay.
Yet, they did a story on Bat Boy, and they showed grainy paranormal activity before it was a thing, footage of Bat Boy ransacking like a food mart and then like being caught on cameras like going into the shrubs. And for at least 2 solid years, I was terrified of Bat Boy.
That's amazing.
Like legitimately
From
terrified.
the grainy footage of a comedy show that you knew was comedy.
Yeah, and like the image, and it was one thing when you see the image of Batboy, the original Batboy image, that's not what it looked like on the TV show.
Okay.
He was larger and lankier.
Like the Mothman?
It looked more like it would be. Like, it looked more like a shorter Doug Jones was the actor portraying, so more creepy.
Yeah.
And legitimately scared me as a kid. And in hindsight, if I ever found this footage, I would probably fucking laugh my ass off.
I love this so much.
I've never found
you
this
dreamt
footage,
about
but,
this.
Well, no. Well, let me get there. I would think about it every time I was walking from home from a friend's house at night, or it was the idea of Batboy being outside. Because of course they said like, oh, he was last seen in the Northeast and on Long Island. So that was like part of the news story, right? So one night, as I'm walking home, like I swear, like, you know, it's probably a dog or something in like a fucking shrub. And in my brain, I'm like running now. I'm like, Bad Boy's fucking in my town, right? And I want to say that I'm 10, but I might be 14. I don't know. I don't remember when the show came out.
Okay.
I'm almost afraid to go date it. Because what if I was like
17?
What if I was like
You're
17
like
years old?
booking it down your hallway. Yeah.
I remember then having a nightmare, a recurring nightmare about Batboy. And so, this is so embarrassing. I knew that my brother had left because my brother moved out of the house when I was 7, somewhere around there. And I knew that there were some things that he had left that were just like in the house somewhere.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a big serrated Rambo knife.
Okay.
And I, after having a few of these dreams, opted to put that Rambo knife in my like backpack,
as you do,
in case. But it wasn't like, this is a cool thing I'm going to show my friends. It was like my young brain thought like, this is going to be my protection against Batboy. And there you have it. That is the only thing I could think of.
That's amazing. You carried around a Rambo knife?
Like, I still have it. I still have the knife. I could find it for you. It's somewhere nearby. Knife. It's somewhere here.
That's and
because it became a costume knife. In fact, if you watch the Skull Rosary, a short that I did that's available on YouTube, or go to 3principlesproductions.com. Watch the Skull Rosary. The one of the villains, Jericho, the character, is this big dude. He's wearing the knife on his person.
That's
because it became like a costume knife. I've worn it. There was a friend of the show, Paul Bianchi, the host of or the DM rather of Dungeons and Dragon Wagon. He did a short series, a comedy superhero series that's also available on YouTube called Pink Girl in the Scone, and I played the Batman character.
Yeah.
I played Dark Orphan.
Got it. That's good.
And I did the voice, and it was like, but he was kind of whiny, like he would do
Yeah.
that. And I'm wearing it in that costume as well. Like,
Great.
so this knife it stayed with me throughout
But
the
it
years.
started because of National
But it started
Enquirer.
because I went and I remembered it was in the house somewhere. I remember it was like in boxes or something like that where from when Craig left, and I went and I found the knife and I put it in my backpack to protect me against Batboy. Don't judge. This is a safe space. I'm sharing
Someone
stories.
make that shirt. Someone make the
I
have a Rambo knife because of Batboy.
I told the story once, and for Christmas, another friend of ours that you know, a director by the name of Julian Higgins, very
Yes.
talented director, gifted me for Christmas a Batboy plushie that he found out somewhere.
That's
And he was like,
amazing.
I just saw this randomly and I thought of you, and he sent it to me, and I was like,
That's precious.
I was like, I don't know if I should be insulted by this.
No, you should. That's love. That's what love is. The question was, has a dream ever come true?
Have you ever acted after having a dream?
Got it.
Acted upon
Okay.
a dream.
Let's see.
So in that instance, I acted on
Out
my
of
fear
fear,
of
but
Batboy
still
by
acted on a
arming
dream.
myself
Oh, I love
with
that.
a likely dull, serrated giant Rambo knife.
That's truly amazing. The obvious, immediately cheesy answer is that I wanted to host Hall H and did that recently. Like I've dreamt of Hall H. Like I've dreamt of hosting it.
Yeah, but that's like acting on dreams.
That's true.
Like we're all like, I mean, we're all acting on dreams. Like I'm trying to
But
make
a
shit
lot of
happen.
people I literally have dreamt of hosting that stage.
But I guess what I'm getting at is like, I don't think that's what he means.
Got it.
I'm not
So
trying
I'm
to
more-
undermine that
right.
a dream came true,
Right.
and that you worked towards a dream you had.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you woke up and then did a thing immediately.
I'm gonna think
so
for a
if
sec-
the answer would be if
The
you had a
immediacy.
dream and then woke up and then went, fuck it, I need to reach out to 4 people to see if there's a Hall H available for me to host.
Right.
That would make more sense based on his question.
Now, out of side slight mission, do you have dreams about your goals?
Not anymore. Honestly, I don't remember dreams anymore.
I
I
only-
stopped remembering dreams when I was like 23 years old. 22 years old.
Interesting.
I sometimes I remember a dream right when I first wake up.
Yeah.
For a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. Then if you ask me later in the day, I couldn't tell you what it was.
I don't remember most of my dreams, but every so often it'll be so striking and clear. But it's rare, so it's not as often as I think other people dream.
Right.
But they're often like aspirational.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. Mine are all I'm dying or her. Oh, this just reminded me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to detour again
Let's do it.
because I don't remember dreams. I woke up the other day and I immediately told Alexandra, oh, wait, I'm remembering the dream I just had and I need to tell you what it is because I'll forget.
That way you have it. Yeah.
And now I remember what it was.
Dope.
I had a dream where almost all of my fears of death all happened in one dream. I was attached to the outside of an airplane as it took off, which
You're
is
not Tom Cruise.
Don't do it. It was a weird dream I have.
Yeah.
But like not secured, but I was like holding on, or like for some reason a plane
Terrifying.
took off and I was stuck. I then fell from the plane at altitude long enough to understand I was falling to Earth.
Jesus.
While I was falling to Earth, I noticed a body of water. So I attempted to point blank myself towards the body of water.
Yep.
I landed in the water and survived.
Okay.
Once I got to the surface, nearly drowning, looked around and there was land nowhere to be found. And then I woke up out of fear that I was going to drown in this. So like that's like
That is
all
a
of my
terrifying
fears.
dream.
That was like all of my fears.
That
And
is
by the
a
way,
lot.
it all happened in like 7 seconds of like me then
Yeah.
in the process of waking up. Sorry to sidebar.
Don't
but
act on that.
But that's like the first time I remember a dream in fucking years.
And it's terrifying.
Years. Those are all my dreams. I don't have like, oh, I had a dream of me, working on a movie with a director that I really respect. No, I don't have any nice dreams like that.
Wow. Yeah, most of my dreams are aspirational.
Yeah,
I don't remember
mine
them
are not
often,
that
but when
way.
I have them, they're like hosting the Oscars, or they're like hosting Hall H, or they're like, I don't know, meeting. I had a dream I met Obama once. That was cool.
Was it right after you read the Spider-Man issue?
Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, because it takes a lot. I'm not like as politically driven as others, so it might have been.
It's a good jump to make. You've met Spider-Man.
That's true. It's
Now,
only one away.
Why might you not
I'm checking
meet
off cast
Obama?
members? Dream I've acted on. I've definitely had okay, got one. I don't know how to swim, and I've had dreams where I was drowning. And for the week or so, and usually I have very positive dreams, as I just said, but I think because I can't swim, there's a subconscious part of me that's more afraid of drowning. And I've definitely had a dream, and then within the week been invited to something like a beach or like a pool,
Right.
and it's completely made me like not go in the water.
Right.
Like I'll remember the dream in the moment, like I like brought my bathing suit and
This
be
is
like,
how I die.
maybe that was fate. Like I'll see it as prophecy.
Right.
Like I'll interpret it as like this could have been you telling you not to make this choice.
Can I say, the fact that you are saying that this is a thing that occurred to you, and that a few weeks ago when we had our flash forward mix up, Remember that?
Yes.
You're literally describing the plot of Flash Forward, the one that I like.
No way.
Because again, they all flash forward and they see things and
Yeah.
they're debating whether or not what they saw is
real.
destined to come true.
That's how I dream.
So people have changed
Oh,
their
that's
decisions.
amazing.
You got to watch that show.
I gotta watch that because I apparently live it. Yeah, no, I choose not to swim often out of fear of that thing. So yeah, I've opted not to. And I also wonder if going way back, if I've not learned to swim out of fear of drowning in dreams. Like if I was like, that's how I go if I try.
Well, so we do have the same thing. I would not say that I don't know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think you know how to swim. I think you know how
I
to
can
not
doggy
drown.
paddle?
Yeah, you know how to not drown.
Yeah, but like I
you're
get
not
tired quickly.
You're not an adept swimmer.
Correct.
That's how I consider myself.
Okay.
Mine, I can pinpoint the origins. I fell in the Long Island Sound when I was like 8 years old. I fell off the back of a boat, a speedboat.
Fuck, dude.
And they had to circle around and come. And I was wearing like a life vest, like
Yeah,
you know,
but
little
that's
kid.
terrifying.
But I was like, this is at the peak of me, like Jaws, like discovering
Yeah.
Jaws as a movie, and like I was that. Those were some of the most terrifying minutes of my entire life,
cannot
and they have
imagine.
sculpted a fear of the ocean
Yeah.
ever since then.
Bad boy could have
but-
swooped you up at any minute too. Like there's from the sky or water. Like there's a lot of danger.
Oh, it was a terrifying experience for that child.
He's in the Northeast.
Yeah, I know.
You never.
And for all we know, he swims.
Yeah, that's true. He's got the. He's very skinny. That is. I hope it answered your question. It has affected our lives directly, and you know that Jake and Coy are scaredy cats sometimes when it comes to water.
Thanks so much for that call. Also, I want to say that Darth Vadad has posted a couple videos of this interesting thing that he's done. So, as he mentioned, he has Parkinson's and he is taking medication for that. And he has posted video of himself playing first-person video games.
Yes.
And comparing his progress through medication and how it's affected his experience. And he has been posting those in our Discord in the Share Your Art section of our Discord. Because, by the way, in the Discord, there is a whole channel just dedicated to promoting your artwork. And so I just want to give a shout out. We love you, man. Thank you so much for your awesome call and for being a great listener.
Yeah, truly, truly appreciate it. And I love that idea. Like, what a great way to navigate.
Koicast, this is Masked Llama of the Legendary Fighting Federation. And I love when a comic book is just inspiring. Like, comics are supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be beating up the bad guy, but it's also supposed to be about, like Superman would be, you know, for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Inspirational, make you want to be a better person. I was wondering what comic book moments you had that were inspiring to you. Not something like, well, Spider-Man was getting beat up, but then he turned around and beat up the guy. I'm like, some Spider-Man really, like, did something cool. Okay, so for me, it's just Leslie Thompson. The character of Leslie Thompson in general is somebody that's like, that's a person I want to be like. In particular, No Man Land, Volume 4, wherever Batman brings her a vial of blood, and he's like, give this to whoever needs blood motion. She's like, well, that's Zaz. He's on the verge of death. And Batman's like, no, you can't. Like, I had to get a lot of work to get that. You know, medical supplies are scarce. You can't just waste it on Zaz. And she's like, no, I'm not wasting it on Zaz. Zaz is a person. And even if he's not a good person, he is still a person. He is the one most likely to die. He needs this. And Leslie just stands up to Batman and she's like, no. He's the one that his life needs saving. This will save his life. I'm going to do it. So, are there like any moments that you think of that were just like good, inspirational moments? It doesn't have to be like that. I'm sure you got something. Anyway, have a good day, y'all. Bye.
I got a lot out of the Mr. Miracle comic. I talk about it a lot. A lot of his worldview is, I don't know how to say this without being depressing. I definitely, my ambition sometimes turns into nihilism when things don't go well. Like a lot of the time I want something so bad that if I don't know how to accomplish it, I'm like, fuck, I'm lost. I get very lost. And the character of Scott Free is, in this case, I've never been suicidal, but this character of Scott Free is, and he's very lost in that feeling. Like the thing he wants to escape is life. So comics are often like, you know, an 11. They're the furthest extreme. So I was able to interpret some of my feelings of being lost through this character that was very lost, and how he still did sometimes, you know, feel joy. Like he did. Like a lot of people that are not doing so well with their mental health still have moments of happiness. And it was a really interesting interpretation of that for me, where, you know, this is a character that's got a woman that loves him, that has so much going right in his life, but he still feels lost and he can't figure out why. A lot of times when I think about my life, and if you look at my life, especially because of social media, it's all about the celebration of the things that are going right, but so much is also going wrong. So that book has helped me navigate when things are going wrong, how I can take a step back and take a look at it and see it differently. So that might be too serious of an answer, but like that book has really helped me.
No, I think that's not too serious of an answer. That's exactly what he's talking about.
It's just suicide's really heavy, but it has helped me navigate my life and my depression and things.
I struggle with this mostly because of memory, like the fine moments. Like I experience things so hard when they're happening that when they're over, I'm not like comics is like a really unique medium. I think one of the reasons why I love it is unlike movies where I feel like a lot of movies happen at us. Yeah. Like comics you're an active participant in many ways because it's your voice.
Yeah.
It's everything is in your head.
You're navigating the pace, the style.
That like I can't think of a specific moment as much as I can just think of books. Like I can think of, recently reading Saga for the first time, and like so many of those moments and those the message of family and parenthood and the realism in that book, and like so much so that it inspired me to create Hazel's journal. Like I showed you, I shared the other day where I literally just created a journal of just every single Hazel quote in those books.
So cool.
So like there's certain stories, obviously, like if you wanted me to pick a cartoon specific ones, comic specific ones, like superhero ones, I could think of in House of M when Spidey gets his memory back.
Yeah.
Because I do remember that moment as being like, something that I struggle with is want versus need.
Sure.
And I feel like that was a good example of that, because in House of M, everybody got what they wanted.
Yeah.
But was it really what they wanted? And like that weird juxtaposition of how does everybody's needs being satisfied affect everybody else's needs? How do all of my needs being satisfied affect your needs?
Right,
or vice versa.
Large, yeah.
And I feel like that moment when Parker starts remembering what the world really is, and how like, oh, wait a minute, like this is the world that maybe I wanted, but I don't have.
Yeah.
And I remember like I read that at a time where I was probably, and this might come as a surprise to people who are familiar with me and who've listened to a lot of Elaborate, because they probably view me as a fairly bitter person. But this is at the time where years and years and years and years and years ago, where I was probably at my most bitter, was probably when I was in my mid-20s, because I had a big chip on my shoulder. I am at a position now in my life where I understand, like, I've only been given what I have earned. That doesn't mean that I don't have potential for more and that I don't want more, but I'm not bitter about my place because, I'm the only one who's going to get me there.
Yeah.
I am no longer the 20-something I was where I was waiting, right? The world owed me success.
Sure.
The world owed me my own stand-up special, and they owed me my own movie and my own, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm going to make the shit myself. And that's going to be the way I get that achievement. So I think even though I'm bitter about some things, most of it is for comedic effect these days.
Yeah.
But
it's not as sincerely bitter.
It's not as sincerely as it is shtick, but it's also, it's rooted in truth, always. But that's the way I process it. And that's the way that I move beyond the bitterness and have an understanding about what's happening in my psyche.
Understood.
But in my 20s, I was just bitter. And I think that moment, I probably read that. When was that? In 2006, 7, 8?
Thereabouts.
Somewhere in that world. I read that, and I'm in Florida. I'm in a relationship that is keeping me in a place I don't want to be in, because I think that it's the relationship that I need. I think it's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me, and blah, blah. And I'm like, I moved to LA, even though I was supposed to do it 3-4 years prior. I'm like, all these things are on hold, and it's only because of me.
Yeah.
But I'm blaming everybody else for it.
And then you got that issue.
And then I just remember Spider-Man realizing what his life actually is and how he goes like, I love my life.
Yeah.
Even though I have what I quote wanted now. I don't know. That I know that just came to mind, and I could also be misremembering something from 15 years ago.
Yeah,
but
that's the impact.
That stuck with me, and so I do recall that. So that's probably the only answer that I can come up with on the spot.
That's fantastic.
Without looking at the comic shelves and going,
right.
There's some moments in this.
Yeah, that's my first one off the spot, and I've been thinking about Miss Miracle a lot lately. I'm probably gonna reread it soon.
I need to read it still.
I'll let you borrow mine. It's a deluxe edition, so be careful.
The one, it's the one that we took photos of you with. Yeah.
I'll reread it and let you borrow it. I was funny. There was a fashion show at Comic-Con, and I thought it'd be funny to wear like nice pants, but a Dark Side Is shirt. Like I felt like that was like nihilistically fashion for a comic fashion show. And I was front row, so I'm in like a lot of the pictures. So I thought it'd be really great to have like checkered green and blue pants, but Dark Side Is up top. So I happened to wear it the night I was also going to a party. And then that's the night I met Jim Lee for the first time.
Right.
But I met him while talking to Tom King. So I'm wearing a Dark Side Is shirt with the guy who wrote that. For those words. And then Mitch Gerard's came over.
I think you posted a picture.
I posted a picture,
Dark Side Is. Yeah.
So literally it's me, Tom King, and Jim Lee talking about Dark Side Is. And it's like this nihilistic approach, but I'm with the people that made it possible.
That's fun.
But it was really funny because I was talking about what that book meant to me. A similar anecdote to what I just said.
Yeah.
And someone came over. The kid that played Red Dagger in Miss Marvel.
Right.
He came over and he's like, what are you guys talking about? And we were like, oh, this comic. And I started describing it. And I was like, it's actually one of the most important comics, I think, of the last 10 years. It shaped all this, blah, blah, blah. And Tom King puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, I've been paying you well. Thank you for keeping up the message we started. And Jim's like, oh, you seem to really know comic books. And that led into everything else.
Yeah,
so
funny.
But it was funny. And to be around people that like love the medium to that level and to have that not feel hyperbolic, like to have that story in my pocket to tell the creator, that's what Comic-Con's about.
Awesome.
Like it was so rad.
Love it.
Hey, Coy. Hey, Jake. This is Ben from Altadena, and I have an idea for something fun since DC League of Super Pets is coming out, and we've had some teases of possible members of the Pet Avengers. My idea is for the two of you to draft your own pet teams to face off against each other. So the rules are 6 pets, no more than 2 of the same species, so you can't just load up on your favorite type of animal. And then it has to be actually portrayed by a real animal actor, so like no CG or animation or person in a suit, although their performance can be enhanced by visual effects, but it has to be a real animal actor, and then it can't be from an existing superhero franchise, but I'm sure you'll be able to still find plenty of good choices. And also you can choose from movies or TV if you want. So have fun with that. Thanks, guys, and have a great week.
Ben from Altadena wants us to do Pet Wars. Here's my question. Are they fighting? Or is this a vote of who is the best group of 6? What's happening here?
I mean, I feel like they'd be fighting. I mean, Pet
it's
Avengers
battle.
fight. Yeah, I think.
Right. So there has to be some conflict here.
Yeah.
All righty.
And they said to be real animals.
Real animals.
Does that mean like animal actors?
Well, yeah. Like, so essentially, I don't want to give you examples because I don't want to give you draft things.
Okay, got it.
But if you want, we can just start the draft and I'm going to go first.
And you go first.
If you want, since there's 6, then we'll do this is I'll go first with 1.
Yep.
And then you get 2.
Got it. We'll do it.
And then at the end, you get one last one. So that way they're right.
And so we're not fighting each other.
No, we are. We are. That's what
it's 6 each.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is so it's this. I don't know what's happening.
Okay,
but we're gonna make this work. All right. So I'm gonna pick Jack the Capuchin rather from Pirates.
Oh yeah,
and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Same
He's on my shoulder in or she. It's actually played by a girl monkey.
Yep.
She's on my shoulder in my Instagram profile picture. I'm going with and by the way, he said it has to be portrayed by a real animal.
Okay.
Which
so not
at one point it was. Yes, at one point it was later in the later movies, but yes, Jack at one point was. So yeah, you couldn't do ampersand.
Yep, because ampersand was originally actually
entirely CG.
But,
I know.
That's ironic.
But then they just CG'd it,
and they should not have.
It was not good. All right, so I'm going with Jack the Capuchin.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Coco the gorilla.
Coco the gorilla. Who's Coco the gorilla?
Isn't that the one that could sign? Like Robin Williams and Coco like had a whole meeting.
That's real. That's not a fictional. That's a real animal in that world.
I thought they had to be real animals. It's got to be a fictional.
Exactly, but it has to be one portrayed by a real animal.
Understood.
Actor.
Okay, the only animal.
So for example, you couldn't use Salem the cat from at least the Sabrina that I know, because it's a puppet. It's not a real cat.
Okay, now it makes sense. Now my brain gets it. I got the answer. He's going to be the leader. He knows all about leadership qualities. He's a team player. He's very good at sports. Air Bud.
Air Bud is a great answer. God damn it. Air Bud. Shit, Air Bud is really good.
Okay, so I get a second one now.
Yes, you get 2 in a row. Yes, because I went first.
So A real animal, but fictional. Oh, now I got my monkey.
Uh-oh.
Okay. He is very good with kids. He is very good at navigating cities. He is very popular in the late 90s. Dustin of Dunstan Checks In.
Damn it. I was just Googling to figure out what the name of that movie was.
Oh, no shit, really? Orangutan in New York or something? What were you Googling?
I would monkey movies. I Googled monkey movies.
That's so good.
I didn't know what to call it, but I remember
that movie.
Dunstan.
Yes.
So you're going with Dunstan.
Yep.
All right.
That's my guy.
So now I get to. Oh man. All right. I am going. I have to counter your Airbud.
Yeah.
So you're going Airbud. I'm going to one up this and I'm going to just win the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm struggling to remember the name of the dog. I want to say it was Max.
Okay.
From the movie Man's Best Friend, which was a movie
with Robbie Amell, was that?
No. Wait, let me look it up.
Was this Harrison Ford movie?
Nope, but you're close.
Okay.
Man's Best Friend, 1993. I love this movie when I was a kid. It stars Lance Hendrickson.
Okay.
Okay. And and Ali Sheedy's in it, and it's all about this dog who breaks out of this military facility.
Okay.
Where it's been experimented on. And this dog just finds its way into like some suburban home who just thinks it's like a lost dog. But this dog has been infused with the DNA of other animals. So it can unhinge its jaw like a snake. It can climb trees and has the speed of a panther. It has the strength of a grizzly bear.
Okay.
And it has the camouflaging capabilities of a chameleon.
I don't understand how this counts.
It's 1993's Man's Best Friend.
But this dog exists. This is a dog actor.
And it was played by a real dog.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of the dog. Emax was the name of the facility. Therefore, they named the dog
after that.
Max.
Okay.
And by the way, Max can also understand human conversations.
Of course he can.
Because he is an enhanced doggy individual. So Max is my doggy.
Okay, we both have one monkey and one
well, no, I get two now. Again, we're gonna go two each.
Sure. But like right now, I'm assessing the animals.
I have a capuchin,
a monkey.
Well, is it? Well, yes, mine's a monkey. Is yours an ape?
I think mine's an ape. I'm just checking in.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna go for my next. Oh no, I'm gonna save those. Hang on. Okay. All right. Atreyu. Is that his? No, Atreyu wasn't the horse. Atreyu was the kid.
Yeah.
What was Atreyu's horse's name?
Atreyu was the kid, though. That's the great debate. That's the Frankenstein's monster of dramatic kids television.
Atreyu's horse, Artax. I'm going with Artax. Artax the horse. The most traumatizing scene in our entire childhood, but he comes back, you guys. He's still alive. Spoiler alert, Artax lives. Artax is my horse.
Now, I've already used a dog, but is it all dogs are out? Because
you could get, he said up to two of the same species.
Up to two. Okay.
So you get two of the same species.
Okay. So I'm going to bring in another. So now I get two animals, right?
Yes.
Now it's my two. Okay. So I'm going to go with not my dog yet, but I'm going to go with the cat. This is played by a real cat. He is a cat from the streets. He's got wisdom. He's very wise. And this ties thematically into my Comic-Con from last week. He's a very important cat. That is Keanu. Jordan Peele's Keanu.
He's just a little kitten.
Yep. He's got
seen that movie
yet. It's adorable. It's so precious. And then I want another dog. This dog is wise. This dog has street smarts. This dog is a lot of leadership qualities, but he's also very patient. And I feel like we need the comedic relief. So he does all these things and he speaks Spanish. He's Baxter from Anchorman.
Baxter.
You know I don't speak Spanish.
Baxter. Okay. I am dipping back into my childhood.
Okay.
And I am going with another movie from my childhood that I absolutely loved. Plenty of animals to choose from.
Okay. I
am going with Dar's pet eagle from Beastmaster.
Okay.
Sharek was his name. The eagle's name was, he was a golden eagle named Sharek. I am going with Sharek from Beastmaster because we need an eagle. We need to have someone in the skies.
Okay.
Okay. So Sharek the eagle is joining Max, Jack, and Artax. So I've got a little monkey. I've got a vicious dog who's like 5 animals in one.
Yep.
I've got Artax, the horse, who's all horsey, and I've got an eagle. And now I need one more. I'm trying to think. By the way, it was very hard for me not to just draft both of Beastmaster's ferrets, which were the reason that my brother and I had ferrets as a kid. We got ferrets
Those
because
are smelly little creatures.
No,
I had a ferret
only if
too.
you're dirty and you don't take care of them.
Oh no, he had a smell to him.
Okay, I'm trying to think of. It's tough because you almost have to dip back into like the 80s and 90s because everything is CG now.
Right.
So you have to go back to when
the before times.
To the before times. I'm struggling. You know what? I might need to rescind.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah,
it's my last one.
No, you have two. Yes, two to last.
Oh, I have two. Oh, I have 2 animals left.
Yes.
Okay, and do I get both mine right now or just one?
In theory, you should have gotten. How did this work? I forgot.
We were going to go back and forth, but you rescinded. So
I'll give my. You know what? They're an even number, so my method didn't work anyway.
So I'll give my last 2 right now.
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Which means you got to pick first twice, but whatever.
You just rescinded.
I know. I screwed it up.
Okay, so I need someone that's loyal.
I
need someone. Oh, I got both mine. I need someone that's loyal. I need someone I can trust. I need someone that's ambitious, but I need someone that's heart is gold. I need Babe, Pig in the City.
Damn it! I was thinking. You know what? I almost went pig, and then I almost went a different famous.
Oh, did
pig.
you? Okay, and then the last one. You've got your eye in the sky. I need my assassin. I've got a lot of loving and loyal characters. I like comedy. I got speed. I got sports. I got leadership. But I need my mercenary. I need someone eye in the sky. I need my power player. I need my strength. I need my Hulk. I need Eagly from Peacemaker.
Damn it. Eagly's a good one. Wait. Was Eagly ever a real eagle?
I just looked it up.
Oh, you Googled it? I know there was a lot of CG happening in that movie.
There's an article on Cinema Blend. John Cena's Peacemaker used a real eagle in certain scenes.
All right. So I need
I Googled it first. I had to look up, is Eagly real? And I feel like my Google search history just made me think I was dumber. Like, it's good.
Well, I love everything about that. And while I do have a dog already on, he's a dog that covers many grounds.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know that we truly have like a leader, like
Sure.
that sort of heart that you have found on your team.
A lot of it.
So I am going to draft yet another canine. I do love canines so very much. I am going to cast Lassie as the heart. I mean, what greater, more wholesome
Captain
leader?
America.
I mean, that is literally the Captain America of dogs.
Right there.
Lassie is going to be leading my team.
Okay. I think the combination of Babe, Pig in the City, and my Airbud trumps Lassie, but we'll see. We'll see what the people say.
Okay. And then, God damn, I'm still up in arms about Dunstan checks in. You have no idea.
Yes, off the dome.
There are so many dog movies.
It's true.
Everything is a
mostly
dog
dog movies. I mean, they're man's best friend.
I am struggling to come up with
A sixth animal.
With a sixth animal that is a real animal from a movie that's not just CG or something.
Blame
like
PETA.
All right, I've got the answer, and I don't know when he's going to come into play.
Okay,
but I'm going for scale and love and also danger.
Okay,
because we see them as cute and interesting.
Yep,
but they can be terrifying.
Yeah,
killer whales. I'm going with Willy of Free Willy.
Everyone needs an Aquaman, and
we
frankly,
all need an Aquaman.
There's your Aquaman.
Boom. So you've got Airbud, Dunstan, Keanu, Baxter, Babe, and Eagly. I think you win the comedy award.
Oh, there's so much heart. There's so much heart.
But I think I win the Will Actually Murder You award.
Well, I think
I've got a dangerous little capuchin monkey who's a literal fucking pirate. Max, a multi-animal super dog.
Frankly, yep.
Artax the horse. Sharek, a dangerous eagle who's also like the Orion Skies. Lassie and Willy.
So I went X-Men, you went Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Basically, we did our usual trope, but I went wholesome and you went violent.
I love everything about it.
I'm glad.
And I think I think that we nailed that.
So I'm going to call mine the X-Pets, and I'm going to call yours the Brotherhood of Evil Pets. So let us know.
I'm trying to think of a good pun instead of brotherhood. The
Pethood of Evil Friends.
Yeah, the Potterhood. I don't know. I got nothing.
What's the Avengers equivalent of a team really? Like there's there's not like
equivalent?
There's not a lot of evil teams the Avengers fight. They fight like very individually powered.
Right.
ones.
Well, they're usually fighting one big giant
Like
bad that
Kang
they need
or-
to come
yeah,
together.
exactly. There's not a
Right.
lot of teams they fight.
Well,
There's
I
the
mean,
occasional.
one could argue there was a name for Thanos' army. What they were called? They're called
I forget,
something.
but I know
like
what you're talking
the
about.
dark. They're like the dark something, or like there's one of
Yeah.
those generic sort of old school comic names.
But yeah, I was trying to think of that for this equivalent. But here
Yeah.
we are.
Well-
Either way, let us know if good or evil wins in the Discord. If between these two.
Lassie isn't evil.
Yeah, but she's
neither
been-
is Willie. Neither is Artax.
I
neither is
maintain-
Sharek. Honestly, the only person Max isn't evil. He's misunderstood because by the way, the whole premise of the movie is like what's his face is hunting down this evil dog.
Sure, and then he's not.
And
Because
by the
it's
way,
a dog. Of course, he's not.
Spoiler
evil.
alert.
For 1992.
At the end of the movie, Max is just a fucking nice dog. He's misunderstood.
Capuchin's
and then
always violent.
Jack is playful. He's fun.
Yeah,
we love
you're
him.
trying to. Yeah, I see your branding.
We
deal.
love him. He
See what you're
steals.
trying for here.
He-
No,
If he did not give us the rule about only two of the same species, it would have been all capuchin monkeys.
all monkeys.
I hope you know that.
Well, and it's all played by one monkey.
Most of them.
That monkey that wasn't in Why the Last Man has been every other monkey. Let's get to the big moment of the week.
Yes, moment of the month, I would say. It is that time, kids. We need to pick our unpunchable gift horse for the month of August.
It's fucking August.
July's unpunchable gift horse, of course, was Gilbert Short. Congrats on that. It is time to draw yet another name of everybody who is eligible. By the way, Gilbert could win again as long as he is eligible. If you want to be a part of this drawing and a part of this super fun game that we do every month, then you've got to head on over and become a gift horse patron.
Do it.
At koicast.com. You can click the Patreon link, or you can go directly to patreon.com/koicast. Become a gift horse. You get automatically entered into this. What do you get? Great question. I'm glad you asked, Koi. You get your name, obviously, up in lights, recognition over on the Discord, a special title. You get a free t-shirt or mask of your choosing from the shop, from dragonwagonshop.com. And you get to select something to add to Koi and I's watch list to be covered in a future patron-only pod. A lot of fun stuff. And of course, we hope at the end of the day, this is ultimately just a way for us to give back to you for supporting the show. And so without further ado, we've got a bunch of names on here. We got some diehards, some ride or dies who've been since the beginning. We've got some new names.
Love to see
You
it.
want to go ahead and spin this wheel?
All right, let's click it. Let's click the spin.
Let's click the spin.
Center from the wheel, not from the pegs. Who
And
we got?
the unpunchable gift horse of the month for the month of August is none other than Darth Vadad.
Darth Vadad.
Congrats, Darth Vadad. You are the unpunchable gift horse.
One of our
Nobody's
OGs.
punching.
Nobody's
Nobody
punching
is
him.
punching him.
He's got the force, frankly.
Keep your eyes on your email. We will send you all the details of how to claim your free swag from the shop and on how to let us know what we're watching.
He's just force choking the fools away. He's just keeping them at bay. I also love the idea of Darth Vader as a horse, which ties into our last game kind of nicely.
Okay.
Just like he's got a cape that's like down his back.
Somewhere out there,
Guaranteed.
there is a fictional version of all of the Star Wars characters as horses.
Yeah, let's take Rule 34, but equestrian.
Right, exactly.
Some deep crevasse of the internet is Star Horse Wars.
Horse Wars.
Horse Wars.
We did Pet Wars earlier. I feel like Horse Wars is a whole other thing.
They're just like galloping around with little guys, I'm tired. I love this though. Is that the end of our show?
That is it, kids.
That is going to do it, you lovelies. I appreciate all of you so very much. As I said at the top, it was so cool to run into people and have them say Koicast was something they experienced and they enjoyed. It means the world to me. Special shout out to Ben and Robin, who I saw out in them streets, those wild streets of Hollywood. They joined me for a long and very long and noble
San
quest.
Diego. Streets of San Diego.
What did I say?
You said Hollywood.
They did not find me in Hollywood. They found me in San Diego.
People are like, did they move Comic-Con?
Guys, they moved Comic-Con to Hollywood as per your expert, Koichandro.
That's what SD stands for now. It stands for Streets D's. They got it mixed up.
Yeah,
it used to be D Streets.
Some old white guys said
Yeah.
it. They're like, Streets D's, Comic-Con. We went to Petco Park. I was looking for my buddy Brett, who was doing an ice cream truck, and I was like, "Hey, you guys want to join me for the walk?"
Doing an ice cream truck?
Yeah, down at Comic-Con. He was at Petco Park, and he was doing an ice cream truck. Like they had an ice cream truck in that.
Like a
in that
specific.
parking
Does he
lot.
work for an ice cream?
Yeah,
company?
like Cool House.
Cool House is
buddy-
the jams. A buddy of mine used to
Dude.
work for them too. He used to bring them to house show shows.
Yeah.
When we used to have the house show shows, which was like another show on this very podcast network, they would bring the
Who's
Cool
your buddy?
House. I don't want to say.
Okay, but yeah, that's fair.
I don't think they want me to out them having this job.
Oh, understood. I got you. But yeah, my buddy was working with Cool House, and it was so rad that he was there that day. I was
Right.
there, so he's like, "Come by." But he told me Petco Park, and I didn't see that they were in that. Like there was a long parking lot area, so I did an entire walk around Petco Park.
Great.
Like literally the entire circumference. And Ben and Robin joined me for a Lord of the Rings-esque quest.
I love
So
that.
A special shout out to them. It was really cool. So we'll definitely do meetups and stuff at other cons, and hopefully have a panel at the next one.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And I'm going to be going, I think I'm like 80 to 90% sure I'll be doing New York Comic Con. So I'll be in Jake's hood, which would be fun.
I haven't been to a New York Comic Con since 2004.
I've only ever been to one
Or
ever
three.
in life. And that was last year.
That was my very first con ever.
That's dope. So cons are ever so lovely, but that will do it for this week's hot and hotline heavy episode. Thank you for everyone that called in. 818-794-0722 is how you reach us. 818-794-0722. You can also send a voice memo to contact@koicast.com. All those 5-star ratings and reviews over at the
Apple Podcasts.
Thank you very much. Apple Podcasts. You can also leave a rating at Spotify. You can leave a
Yeah.
review, but those 5 stars at Spotify are also absolutely lovely. Please check out koicast.com for merch. We got shirts, we got mugs, we got masks, and the Patreon is how you get to be an unpunchable gift horse, as well as the lower tiers, which include every bit of the Patron Only podcast. 110, 111 this week.
Yeah.
Episodes where we break down all sorts of glorious art for you. And again, as I said last week, it is so lovely that you guys are supporting us. We are here for many hours recording, prepping, diving into stuff. So having that support really, really does help. And we appreciate it very, very much. And I think that is going to do it for this week's episode.
That is going to do it. Find us on social media. I'm at Jake Lloyd Bacon. He is at Coy Jandro.
Hashtag Koicast gets our attention.
There it is. By the way, just pull the wool back here.
I did pretty good, though.
The little rundown that we have that's on our timer, the file has just stopped playing. And
Immediately.
I keep trying to fast forward to the end of it so
Yep.
that we can have this rundown.
It got corrupted like
and
4 times.
It did not work. And so we're winging it here, but we're professionals.
We did it.
So we don't tell you that.
No, well, they just did.
What else? Discord's completely free. Make sure you join the Discord. That's a whole lot of fun.
So
That's
you just
a great
added
place.
another thing. It's not even on the rundown.
And no, that's on there. And I think that is indeed it. Congrats to Darth Vadad. Thanks to everybody who calls. Thanks to this super fun, awesome community. And that'll do it, right?
We appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you to all Koicast members far and wide. And thank you, as always, to Comic Books for existing. We'll see you next week.
Hey there, my name is Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris.
Chris, what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
Come on, man, say it. It's so cool.
I'm Chris 183.
Nice, that is awesome.
Yeah, anyways, Steve and I are both 30-something dads.
Super awesome 30-something dads, and we love to nerd out over the power-chorded glory that was 90s and early 2000s pop-punk music.
And at one point, we bled Blink-182 and Yellow Card, even if nowadays we're mostly Baby Shark.
Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do. Baby Shark rocks.
Fair enough.
Join us on High School Never Ends, the pop-punk dad podcast where we'll discuss, debate, and revel in a music genre that we feel deserves much more love.
At least once we get the kids to bed.
Right. That's High School Never Ends at hsnepod.com, at hsnepod on Twitter and Instagram and wherever podcasts are found.
Dragon Wagon.